Began, it just seemed like heaven, so I did it. And do you remember back and forth? Again, after all day long, do you remember us holding hands in each other's eyes? Tell me, do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time when we first met, girl?
For today's video, we're going to be reacting to Grimlife's collective Aaliyah video, and it's just titled Aaliyah, Her Grave, Funeral, and House, Queen of the Damned, Romeo Must Die. It was posted over a month ago, so I'm kind of late, but it was recommended to me late, so it's not really my fault, it's YouTube's fault. Without further more to say, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into today's video. I also want to let y'all know that I do have on a bra. I'm not naked at all, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into this video because a lot of people don't talk about her apartment on here. And I did one video of her in her apartment and how her brother used to visit after her death.
For today's grim adventure, we find ourselves in Hartsdale, New York, visiting the Ferncliff Cemetery and Mausoleum. And there are a lot of famous people buried here.
Before we continue, I do want to say that I have run into his videos multiple times, so it's not like I'm just reacting to a random person.
Joan Crawford, Malcolm X, Cab Calloway, but we are here for somebody who is one in a million, for somebody who truly is the Queen of the Damned, Aaliyah.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down. Good evening, I'm Lauren Glassbergen for Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Tim Fleischer. The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress. Jeff Rossen is live in Times Square with more on her life. Jeff.
And Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer. She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning, fans asking, why her? Aaliyah's hits include Back and Forth and At Your Best. She acted in the movie Romeo Must Die and was slated to appear in sequels to The Matrix. But her life, her dreams, were taken away. On board the Doom Cessna, Aaliyah and 8 others, including a representative for Virgin Records and a makeup artist. Investigators say one of the engines apparently failed. They crashed just short of a runway on Abaco Island.
I would really like to visit Aaliyah someday at her funeral site. New York is not very far from me. I definitely want to go visit Aaliyah's gravesite. That would be so amazing for me. I also want to go by her apartment too, just to see the outside. It'll be dope to travel the world into the places she has been. Clubs, stores, malls. Wherever she has laid her presence, I would love to visit. That would be so dope, but that's further down the line for me until I have the funds to do so.
Aaliyah's final resting place is down here at the far end of the hall, on the left-hand side. You know what? This is a very beautiful mausoleum.
So they say.
Now, when it comes to Aaliyah, I don't really know much about her career except for 2 things. The first one being the song that she sang was One in a Million. And the other one being a movie that both Jessica and I love, known as Queen of the Damned.
I am Akasha, the Queen of the Damned.
how Damon felt about those scenes.
Her spot is right up here.
You can't ever tell me that Aaliyah's D-E-A-T-H was an accident, because last movie she played in was called Queen of the Damned, and Damned is basically like she was the queen of the. It's just a big coincidence that all of this stuff line up. It's so much to look into when it comes to that.
Oh wow, this is nice.
This was a month ago.
Aaliyah, baby girl, 1979, died 2001. I didn't realize this, but I was born in 79, so we would have been the same age. So I mentioned the song "One in a Million" and the movie "Queen of the Damned." When you think of Aaliyah, what do you remember? Like, talk about some of your memories with her or of her.
Gosh, so when I remember Aaliyah, without having to look anything up, just from my memory, she's not much older than me, and she started in her career very young. I remember that. So throughout my teenage years, she was having hits after hits after hits.
What I remember about Aaliyah, without having to look her up as well and being told about her, I don't know if it was after or before, but it was on like a network like BT, MTV. Could have been one of those, and they were playing her music video, "Are You That Somebody?" And I always remember that baby in the background, and I was a kid. Like, I still remember from when I was a kid. And then the second or the first time was the other time.
We just had put up to my grandma's house. We was just sitting in the parking lot, and then they announced on the radio that.
And those are my first memories of Aaliyah. I didn't realize it at the time, but now looking back at it, it just stuck with me, even though I didn't know who she was.
For me, I saw her in so many music videos. I saw her everywhere on merchandise, in the CD store, on t-shirts. And then she did the movie Romeo Must Die, and that was a really big deal. She did an action film with Jet Li. And what I didn't know at the time that I do know now as an adult is that that was her very first motion picture, I believe. And it was an action film. And I would never thought that she had done that for the first time in her life. Like, she was very, very good.
She was like a natural performer.
She was a natural, and that's why people loved her so much, is that she was such a sweet soul and so compassionate, and she really was a big figure in young girls' lives. Try not to be a little emotional because the music is really hitting. Just it devastated everyone when we lost her.
Now, I want to point this out. You see how her stone says Aaliyah, and right above him it says Michael Miguel Houghton, H-A-U-G-H-T-O-N. It's actually her last name. So that above her is her father.
I remember hearing that the cause of death was a plane crash and that the plane had been overloaded. I went onto the Wikipedia to confirm this. And
I wonder how they feel about her, and if they think that it was an accident or was a setup.
And it did say, they later determined the plane was about 700 pounds over its maximum, and that it had crashed roughly 200 feet after takeoff and had caught fire instantly upon crash.
Just a quick stop to visit Aaliyah. From here, we're going to head down to Manhattan and take a look at where she lived, the condo, the building, as well as her funeral. Whenever she died, a lot of her friends and family came out, and it was a very beautiful service. Afterwards, whenever they left the church, they put Aaliyah's coffin inside a horse-drawn carriage that was white, and they drove through the streets, or rode through the streets of the city.
Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for her music. New York City. I want to go to New York because of Aaliyah.
There is no way we're getting up here inside this building. But 25 Central Park West, which is the Century Building, is where Aaliyah was living. This is where her condo was at the time of her death. Even though we can't get inside and see the condo with our own two eyes, you can actually look online and see what it looks like now. After her death, her condo has actually changed hands a couple different times. There's real estate listings for it.
Okay, I stopped it on the right picture. I'll be back when this train gone. I wanted to pause it on this clip because you see that wall right there where the TV is and the little black thing? That's exactly what I saw in my dream. That was the wall, but it was all black and it had big Egyptian things around it. That is literally how her house looked. Now, I don't look at her apartment photos online as often to have it memorized in my dream, so I don't know how it was memorized in my dream, but that was the wall. It looked just like that. That's where Aaliyah lived.
We can't stand here too long, really just enough to kind of get a shot of the building and mention that this is where she was living. There are no pictures or any kind of video that I know of that we can line up, so that's okay. Where we're going next is the church where her funeral was. Right now we're walking up to the church where Aaliyah's funeral was held. A place known as St. Ignatius Loyola. I think it's a Roman Catholic church. Gotta walk a couple blocks after we park, but it's a beautiful little place. The ceremony was absolutely stunning. After the service, they put Aaliyah's coffin in a horse-drawn carriage, a white horse-drawn carriage, and they rode through the streets of New York. When we get up here to the church, we're gonna line up some things and talk about the service. But Aaliyah was 22 years old, and after the service, when everybody was leaving the church, they released 22 white doves into the air, one for each year that she was alive. Now, she was loved by many, and pretty much anybody and everybody who was part of the hip-hop and R&B community was here for the service.
Everybody was there.
Everybody was here.
Among the mourners joining Aaliyah's grief-stricken parents, her aunt Gladys Knight, Aaliyah's boyfriend Damon Dash, fellow hip-hop honcho Sean Puffy Combs, R&B singers Usher, Maya, and Monica, hip-hop artists Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Lil' Kim, Missy, even former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson.
I didn't even know she knew all those people.
Right now we're waiting
Maybe
for the
she
light to
didn't.
change so we can walk across the street safely. But that building right there, that's a church. That's where Aaliyah's funeral was held. All right, let's go ahead and walk over to the median. It's a beautiful building.
The clips from when it actually happened, it makes it even more sad for him to be there present, and then there's footage.
We're gonna go ask and see if they'll let us take the cameras inside so we can see what it looks like. I bet it's beautiful. Now, you were saying that they do live streaming, like there's a sign on the building that talks about live streaming, so they might be cool with it. In fact, this door right here, where her coffin came out.
That's crazy. That is sad.
Now, this is beyond
2001
beautiful.
to 2023. That's huge. It looks so
Right
ancient.
now, I'm kind of whispering because we're the only people that are in here. And it's so peaceful. Aaliyah's service would have been held right here.
The creepy chains and stuff don't help. It don't help at all.
And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time in New York City. Oh, a couple of different places, but we ended up here in New York City telling the story of Aaliyah. We visited her grave, where she lived, and where her funeral took place, right behind us. Till next time, happy Halloween.
Okay, maybe it was filmed in October, but he ended up posting it a month ago. But I wonder if her parents ever visit the church or visit her funeral place. I never see photos of them. Clearly not. I wonder if they're granted the opportunity to visit her apartment whenever they want to. I also want to know, or would like to know, whether or not they still have her clothes, or did they get rid of them. These are things I would really like to know. I always wonder what people do with their deceased loved ones' clothes. Like, I don't know. It's just a wonder. But this video just makes me feel like I was there at her funeral and I knew her, and I went through all of this with those people. I feel the pain just watching it. The fact that this makes me feel this way, it tells you a lot. Aaliyah will truly be missed by all. You guys let me know what you thought of this video. Have you ever visited Aaliyah's grave, her apartment, the church, anywhere Aaliyah has been? Let me know down below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay crazy.
Do you remember